like test and launch it, you know. But instead of it's like, okay, instead of it being okay, this is just a regular, you know, satellite test launch. It's also strange because isn't it Elon Musk, the SpaceX guy, right? Tesla guy. He's apparently, you know, I don't follow him on Twitter, but apparently he's making it a point to like backtalk and talk down. You know, essentially, like he's talking crap about all the people who are tweeting and posting about how strange it was and how weird it was and all their questions about aliens and UFOs. You know, he's being like, "Oh, you guys are ridiculous. Don't be stupid." It's like what? But so he's the guy who is, you know, and like I thought this is like a really good point. This is the guy that is trying to tell the world, like in conventions, like he'll be up there on stage in front of thousands of people being recorded, saying you need to worry about the coming AI takeover. You know, like he's like watch out, Skynet's coming. You know, he's like, so he's out there in a serious manner, warning everybody to be scared about the computer takeover, like the Matrix Terminator takeover, right? Yet he's also on Twitter like blasting people for saying, what the hell was that freaky thing in the sky that I saw? You know, it's like that seems to be sort of I don't know, like hypocritical, right? That kind of why would you you're so down for this ridiculous theory, which I think actually he's probably right about the AI thing, but like from the perspective of like the mainstream mind, right? Like he's saying, you know, oh my gosh, watch out for this crazy theory. Yeah. I found it to be very. Sorry.
No, but space is not international, right? It's just.
Well, it's a private.
It's private,
It's a private company. So, like, I mean, I don't know.
For all the different.
Is he bound by a border? Like, I don't know. You know.
Technically, he's not. No, he's not.
But the one in Japan was done by JAPEX or something, Jackson, right? So that's their deal. That's not the SpaceX thing. The one in Russia, they have their own agency, don't they?
Yeah, they have their own.
So I mean, it was done by the respective agencies. Of course, NASA didn't do this one. SpaceX did this one.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's who's taking claims. That's who's taking ownership of it. Is each you know respective country's main space organization, except for here,
correct?
It's private. So is taking claim of this. You know, but anyway, my whole thing was. So I see that, I'm like, oh wait, so now there's been 3 of them in a few days. We got Will Smith and a bunch of scientists, you know, pseudo-scientists. I'm doing quotes, but trying to say, hey, you know, don't worry, when the aliens do come, they'll probably be our friends, you know. And it just makes me think, why would, so like, you know, again,
especially
this is my approach.
Is that new movie Bright too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whenever I hear something coming at me from the mainstream, like from the mainstream news waves, right? Whenever I'm like I'm hearing, from TV, from newspaper, from Twitter, from Facebook, suddenly like the same thing, you know, that tells me that. You know, that for some reason, powers that shouldn't be, they want me to hear about this. They want me to think of this.
Yes.
You know, and that has to do with, like, obviously, I mean, well, I think it's obvious, but it should be, that like, all mainstream media is owned and controlled, you know, by those same powers that run everything, right? So, and that's backed up, right? And we should probably get into research at some point, but so if it's all controlled by the powers that be,
shouldn't be.
It should not be, but they are.
Yeah.
And they're all saying the same thing. That makes me think, okay, they want us to think or feel a certain way for some reason.
Yeah, the person
right?
that narrative. Yes, correct. There's an agenda.
Right.
Correct.
And this fits in line. I mean, their MO is to like this. This has happened over and over again. So it's not like unusual to think that. This is just a pattern. So they want me to think that aliens would be good, and then I'm like, oh, and do they want us to look up and Okay, so I'm being like rhetorical. I think my suspicion is that the reason for these things that happened recently in the sky that everybody looked at, that everyone's talking about all over the internet, all over the world, right? Apparently happening in other countries as well, not just here. I think maybe they want us to look up. Like, as in like, so you know how we watched a video about somebody in, I don't know, like East LA or something, you know, watching the video and they're like, oh my god, bro, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And then some chick was like, how is it still illuminated? You know, and there's like, out of all that weird, you know, all that like rambling and stuff and nonsensical, it was like, but something came out still. It was, why is it so illuminated? Like, you know, even though their, you know, like their speech kind of indicated that they probably didn't understand much about the physics of other stuff, and probably don't care or think too much too deeply about it. Like that girl sort of maybe intuitively understood that it was strange.
It was strange, yeah.
That she's, you know, seeing this illuminated, cloud thing in the sky. It looked strange. Like, she understood how strange it was, despite probably having no like formal education in it, right?
Yeah.
And then that's like I made almost the exact same comment.
Correct.
I was like, why is it? I can see it still, but it's nighttime.
Yeah.
The sun is just set.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm looking at it, and it looks like it's shining, like it had like a luminescence to it that was just very strange. So, I just kind of, well, what if that was the point? Like, what if the point was for it to be something that we would notice, we would see, and we would look up, right? Because remember, okay, so, and this is like tying together a bunch of threads, right? So we're always saying, how come nobody looks up?
Yeah, nobody looks up.
Like tic-tac-toe game in the sky, all day long. It's like this crosshatch X's and lines everywhere.
Yeah.
It's so obvious. It's so blatant.
Like,
that
I've never seen a straight cloud before.
I'm sorry, like maybe the occasional persistent contrail could occur somehow, but even though that doesn't make any sense, but like the way it looks now, it's ridiculous. And the irony is that today is like a clear sky.
Yeah, well, clear as
I actually can see the smog.
A couple of contrails over there that are actually natural. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, natural contrails.
There's two natural ones, right?
So that's ironic.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Is that most days it's like, dude, how could you not notice that there's obviously spray in the sky? It's not even a question of like a conspiracy theory.
No, it's not even conspiracy.
It's like, just look up.
Just look up.
You know?
Yeah, just look up.
So, okay, so something, well, obviously, because nobody looks up.
Yeah.
Nobody looks up, right? So,
if the smartphone,
because if you looked up,
the
I think
phones
you
don't
would
allow
start
you to look up.
Yeah.
Everybody's really looking down. I mean, these
most
smartphones,
people look down at their smartphone. There you go.
Yes.
But okay, so no one's looking up.
Yeah.
This thing got people looking up.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what if they know that they've done, their system is so good that people look down, people don't look up. So they made something that people would look up at in order to
look up. Yeah.
Maybe they want us to be looking up right now for some reason. Well, you know, and then I keep going on about how I think, you know, that idea of you know,
if you're gonna
like,
do some kind of alien invasion, you need people looking up.
Yeah, you know, it's like
if they're looking down, it's not gonna work.
That false flag alien invasion concept that everyone's been talking about forever, Carl Rosen, Werner von Braun, and all that stuff. You know, the final hammer. Like I firmly believe that is something that can and will occur at some point, whether or not it'll be our lifetime or later. I mean, obviously, I have no idea, but I feel like this is a good setup for it. You know, because like around now, everyone's looking up now. Everyone's talking about the thing they saw in the sky. If they were to pull something off, maybe it'd have more saturation. You know, maybe it'd be more people looking up, seeing whatever it is that they want us to see. So that was my idea. That's my long way.
No, it's.
I just said that in like 5 seconds. But
but
anyway,
I think so too. I mean, I think with all the spraying, it does give you cover up if you're doing these launches during the day, just to test your rockets and stuff, right? When you're spraying so much, like you can't see it past a certain level.
Yeah.
But, and you do have to test these at some point, so it could be on a smaller scale, somewhere in the desert, maybe a rocket, a tenth or a hundredth of the size. Just to get it, but
it was strange. It's like I I also thought that
But,
if you're
why are
gonna
you
do
launching that
something,
at night?
yeah, at
Why
night
are you
or
launching at night?
like
Because you have to
at
recover
dusk,
the rocket,
I guess,
yeah.
right? And
You still have to recover the rocket. You want to recover a rocket in the ocean at midnight?
oh, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, that doesn't
If
make any
they're
sense.
sending something to like supposedly meet a satellite or send a satellite up or whatever, then this thing that they, because the whole point of SpaceX's design is that they want to reuse stuff.
Yeah, they can
right?
reuse it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so like, why are they going to send the rocket out at nighttime when it's going to make it more difficult for retrieval?
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You know, it's like they could just do, and I mean, really, okay, so what are there like, supposedly they're like 30,000 satellites, you know, give or take, you know, orbiting the globe Earth all the time, right?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, and let's say like since SpaceX has been around, how many, doing whatever, 20, 15 years or whatever they've been doing this thing, right? Like, how many of those satellites have they contributed to our orbit, right? And then, you know, furthermore, how many times have we seen this amazing visual spectacle in the sky? Like none. Like this is right.
None.
So I mean, okay. So let's say they've done like 50 or 30 satellites in the last whatever how many years, right? So how come apparently they're doing all of those in the daytime, right? Which makes a lot of sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
But for some reason, they did this anomalous, like, random satellite launch or whatever it was at nighttime, or at least at dusk, when it could be perfectly illuminated and, like, brilliantly blasted across, showcased across the sky, so everybody and their mom could take pictures and talk about it and tweet about it. And even like I get this, you know, I get like a weekly newsletter from Newsweek in my email inbox, even though I didn't sign up for Newsweek, so that's a whole other interesting thing. But and they're always telling me the mainstream narrative. I think it's actually kind of valuable because it's like, oh, I can see, this is what they want me to know. You know, I think I want to make a segment about the Newsweek things that pop up each week, some kind of roundup. But anyway, so you know, even that has like this SpaceX did a rocket launch. Everyone thought it was a UFO. Crazy people, you know. So why do something that's going to obviously be visible and I think I'm losing my train of thought. But right, so it's they must always have been doing these in the daytime. Yes. Because we've never seen this before. And if this is simply just another satellite launch from the same old, you know, tech that they've been using, maybe it's like the slight upgraded version each time they do a new, what is it? What's their tech called? Like Mantis or something, or whatever their grasshopper. I don't know. I mean, right? I mean, it should just be the norm. It should be the same. Why do it randomly like this? And then it's this huge spectacle everyone sees, and then on top of that, not announce it. Like, if you know you're going to do a random anomalous thing at night, let everybody know so they don't freak out. And then afterward, why get on Twitter afterward and just blast everybody? Like, y'all are a bunch of kooks, you know, tinfoil hat wearing kooks with your aliens and UFOs. Like, dude, you're the one talking about AI taking over the world. You know, like. Anyway, I'm sorry, that's my rant.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense too. But even just the video of it. It didn't look right, because if you're launching a rocket or whatever, why wouldn't it just go straight up and just straight back down? If you're launching a satellite, why go at a horizontal angle?
Like it goes up, and then pretty early on it tilts, almost like what
if this is supposed to be a reusable
almost.
rocket and you don't have to worry about it, you know. I mean, if you can actually return back to the pad, then straight up, straight down would probably be the most
straight down makes the most sense.
Makes the most efficient sense versus having it, you know,
like blast off in a horizontal fashion, or like at a 50-degree angle or something.
Yeah, it's
you know. Then also, it's like, so we watched a broadcast, like a live news broadcast from, I think it was a local affiliate over there. It was what was that? Santa Barbara or something, right?
Yes.
And you know, the newscaster made Lompoc. Yeah. And for some reason, you know, the broadcaster took sort of special time to, you know, like just to repeat the detail that, and it's going to be illuminated by the sun. Correct. And the sun will catch the rocket, and we'll see it because of the sun. and he like said it like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Which again, it's like, okay, well, is this part of the script or what? I'm like, I'm always thinking that. And like anytime the news actors are saying their thing, and then later on and of course they have a really great shot of it, and we're watching it in really clear HD, a good shot, and it's like looks amazing, and then partway through that thing splits off and starts doing these crazy, like it looks like the Star Trek stun gun, with the no, I'm sorry, is it Star Trek with the circles, or is that Star Wars? Oof.
No,
I feel like a really bad fan right now. But say it makes the little moo 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 little circles and stuff, and it's like, what the hell is that? That thing is really freaky. That's really weird looking. And the comment, and like the newscaster makes no comment whatsoever.
Silent.
And he's like silent, and then like shortly after that, he's like, "Oh well, I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Don't even ask me. I'm not a scientist. I have no idea what's going on." I was like, okay, I'm fine. That's fair.
But you just said it was going to be illuminated by the.
Yeah. So how you apparently had known nothing about what's happening, nor did you didn't even comment on how weird that piece that blasted off looking like a stun gun looked. Even though you're watching it with us and you're stunned by it, right? But you know enough to like repeat 5 times before the launch that the sun is going to illuminate it, right? That's very that's a script. That's what I'm getting at. That's a script.
That's a script.
So he was told to say that, I don't know. I just think that. But this is.
But you're right.
This is something is being covered up. I don't know what, but something, and what the agenda is.
I haven't seen too much on the other space agencies launching theirs around the same time.
Yeah.
So I mean, how many more satellites do we need? Though?
No, I need to. I need to catch you up on that, because on my feed I caught a few videos about a simultaneous Japan launch, occurred the same day, almost within like a minute of the launch here, and a Russian launch a few days later. So now it's like within the last few days there have been 3 launches, Russia, Japan, U.S., and all these are like satellite stuff or something. And then supposedly like the Russia one the footage looked a lot like the footage that we got from folks around here too. Okay. So it's like, so you've got this like similar looking.
It was at night too?
Aerial phenomenon. That one was at night as well.
Okay.
The Japan one took place during daylight, or at least the sun was out still. So, you didn't get the same kind of visual effects.
Okay.
I don't know. Was that a slip, a pun, a visual effect? Is this like a blue beam thing? Anyway.
All right. This is Niji signing out.
Right, Peace out.